Welcome. Welcome to Hug Nation Live. I am John Halcyon Stin, and I am your host, the creator, co creator of Hug Nation, also co created by Grandpa Caleb. And oh, and I am very honored and excited to have a chance to share a little gratitude with you. Sean, 2 days in a row. Welcome, Sean. Welcome, Jane. And welcome anyone who might be joining us on the archives and recording later today. This is a gathering where it does not matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. It does not matter when you are. At any time, you can hit play and release the positive energy, the love, and gratitude from these bottled up transmissions and gatherings. So, and if you are at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific, anywhere in line at the bank, on the road, you can always just know that this gathering has happened and you can tune into it and add your energy to this collection. Welcome, Arat. Eh, Good morning. Natasha says, look at you, able to pull your hair back. I know. I I mean, this is a big deal because that means summertime will not be excruciating because I'll show you. I mean, like, I like when it's cold because I can wear a beanie, that's good, but it is a lot of hair right now, and so when it's a bad hair day, "Oh, I'll just put a hat on." This is this is a Forrest Gump running across the country look. It's a little so, yeah, thank you for noticing, Natasha. I am, quite pleased with the hitting this threshold of being able to pull my hair back. Good morning, John. Hello, Emily or Lily. Hello, Urban Monk says, good morning. Natasha says, I am super grateful to be going on a mini vacation to Santa Fe. Enjoy. Well, Natasha is saying, I'm seeing Tig Notaro tonight. Sushi with our kiddos and then Meow Wolf tomorrow. Damn, that's an awesome trip. Have a blast. John Schultz saying that we look the same with our beards. Good morning, Sean. Sean, I got you on from all angles of the internet, from Instagram and Facebook. Incredible. If you watch through Facebook or YouTube, I'm able to put your comments on the screen, whereas Instagram, I cannot. But Tevya, good day, good morning, Tevya. Good to see you. Welcome, High Noon. Anybody have some gratitude they'd like to share? Urban Monk says, I'm grateful for my men's singing group, the Singing Buckeyes. I received the Rookie of the Year award at our annual awards banquet. Congratulations. And thank you, Natasha, saying your AI is making me giggle. I was like, no comments. Yesterday, I took a little time procrastinating and I sort of generated images of myself in different sci-fi movie scenarios and then animated them and just made that silly little compilation of me living out my sci-fi fantasies. But what I'm proud of and grateful for is not that video, but that I stopped making that video. I now have my computer set up, so I have multiple users on my computer, and one of my users is Writing John, and Writing John, if I log out my general account and log in Writing John, all I've got is tabs with documents related to my book project. And so I stopped working on this silly AI stuff and did a ton of writing yesterday. It's actually I'm redoing, the memoir that I did several years ago. Natasha's actually read portions of it. I'm going back through it now that I am in such a different place in my life, and I'm forcing in more, like, life lesson stuff, and I'm I've the story arc of my life is just a lot different than it was 10 years ago when I first did the first draft of this memoir. It's now got, you know, addiction, sobriety, and engagement, as a far more, beautiful arc. Juan says, "I'm grateful to have lucid dreams. I did not know that it had a name till now." Ooh, cool. Thanks, Urban Monk. Chris says, "Good morning. Grateful to hang with fellow love ambassadors last night in person. Thanks for sending me a photo. Also grateful to celebrate 30 years with my beloved. You're going to an augmented reality immersive event tonight to celebrate." Cool. Yeah, that was really sweet. You know, once a year, I host a love ambassador meetup, like a little mini retreat for people like you and me and us that want to kind of spend the day together and do exercises and workshops uh, and really intensify the key value of all of this. And so Chris has joined multiple times and hosted a little gathering with 3 former attendees, graduates in Chicago. So cool. I will definitely keep you in the loop on the updated version. Thanks, Natasha. Hi, Faithy Pie. Faithy Pie says, "Good morning. So grateful to be here. Love these videos. Love from Key West. Love to you." Dawn says, "Hugs from Utah. Getting over a cold." Boy, I know a lot of people that are sick and getting over sickness and have lingering sickness. I'm even, like, still coughing a little bit. I feel fine, but I got a cough that hits me every once in a while. Um, I am grateful for some really rewarding, productive time I had yesterday in the garden. Our property has a huge amount of jade plants outside, like hedges of just, like, jade forest, and so there's big pieces that fall off, and there's a lot of extra jade, and so sometimes I replant it or I, make cuttings but I had just a pile of pieces of jade that was just I just had in my kind of side yard, and yesterday I went to go look through it, and almost all of them have started to grow little roots. So, I spent a lot of time yesterday just giving these starter jade plants some soil to start, creating a new jade forest. So, I really enjoy getting in the dirt, so I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do that here. Nice bunny, Sean. I was like, "Is it the 1st of the month? Isn't that what you're supposed to say on the 1st of the month? Bunny, bunny," or something like rabbit, rabbit. Um, High Noon says, "I'm grateful for embracing my authentic self as I went to a road run to just give each person a hello or hi and to let them know they're amazing. Oh, and giving love to you, to those I saw too. Thanks for being a love ambassador." Hey, Paul. Paul says, "Love and healthy vibes from Shingle Springs, California." Love to you, Paul. Um, what else happened yesterday? I'm I'm grateful that I got to finish a new coloring book. Um, I I've been making these custom coloring books, and I wanna show you. So before I went to holiday, the week with Lisa, I made some custom coloring book pages for us. Like, I've been really enjoying mandala coloring books. I'm like, "Well, what if I made, like, a personal one?" And, like, here's another one of so, Lisa colored this one. Isn't that fun? And then I did this one. Dun, dun, dun. And see, what else have I done? Oh, I started working on this one. Little and this one. I mean, I know AI is gonna replace our workforce and change the world, but I certainly have been having fun having an artistic idea and making it. Like, uh, like these coloring kids coloring books that I've been doing. It's just been so fun. Let's see I what else are you grateful for? I made our little friend Tulare. She just had a birthday, so I made one of her, her and her father as superheroes. Dun dun dun. Ah, Heinun says gratitude for the spectrum of love. Natasha's grateful for the 2 strings of dolphin succulents I found on clearance yesterday, $5 each. Thank you, Urban Monk. Shauna, sending love from my little town an hour north of PV in Mexico, where paradise persists. Puerto Vallarta. I was like, "I know what ATV is, but ooh, Puerto Vallarta." Wonderful to see and connect with you. Hope all is magical in your world. Sean says, "Grateful for the new campers interested in global camp this year. Many from Brazil and Latin Americas. Good times." Good time custom coloring books for you from John and Lisa. Thanks. Uh, I l it's I have a very interesting relationship with Burning Man right now, where it's still such a part of who I am, and really am not feeling called to attend, and feeling no responsibility to defend Burning Man, uh, but I will still talk about the 10 principles and the impact and the power of radical self-expression or gifting till the cows come home. Sean says that the steward sale ends today, so he's gonna be distributing tickets or the invitations. Thanks, Shauna. Shauna says, "You're deconstructing." Yeah, I I mean, this is kind of, one of the themes, of the book is, uh, for I went from not knowing who I was and just wanting to fit in and be cool to discovering the internet and Burning Man and realizing the power of radical self-expression, and I really, you know, embraced that, you know, to a degree of it felt like it was purpose and was really pushing being adventurous and made some bold choices in my life, to live in a webcam house, to work in the adult industry, to do and make public things in my life that were, uh, controversial, and I really thrived on being on the frontier and pushing image the edges and being bold, and then in the recent years and chapters, as I've healed some of those inner wounds that had more of a need for external validation, and some of that outward stuff was bypassing some inner things, and now feel like I'm in a place where that same explorer spirit is being directed towards the same place that every mystic throughout history has pointed us to, which is inner and relationship. And yeah, I my 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 theme camp, my art project, my priority is my relationship with my beloved. Hello, Misty. Happy late birthday. Hey, Nate. Tom says, "Me too. I'm not feeling called to Burning Man. Love my community." Tosh says, "Take what works for you. Leave the rest." Burning Man says, "Are you sure regarding Burning Man? It really seems like you're a Burning Man kind of person because you embrace love, people, and joy." Yes. And if I've learned one thing over the last 27 years is that the need to go to Black Rock City to be a burner has never been less important. In fact, I think you can go to Black Rock City now and totally miss what it is to be a burner. So, I still consider myself a burner. I still weigh the principles. I still use the principles as guiding points in decision areas of my life, but the event itself is, doesn't I'm not being called to it. Onion says, "I am grateful for this practice, y'all, and hello, beings of other platforms. I also love the way you use AI, John. Thanks." Um, Misty, do you have a link that you could post of where people can find your music? Missy posted an awesome song on her birthday of some music she's been working on, and one of the songs is one that Lisa, uh, is had some work in and did the vocals in, and it was so cool to celebrate your birthday and listen to My Beloved. Let's see. It was, "We've arrived at baby elder stage, 52 in May, and I feel all previous identities and ideologies being deconstructed. I just am." That is a good place to be. Yeah, I think I like baby elder. I am 54, turning 55 in a few months, and I feel baby elder. Uh, infant wisdom. Heinen says, "I embrace the inner work in this session of my life, finding it so radically beautiful, hard, dark at sometimes, and so needed." Sean says, "Yep, Lisa is your Burning Man now, and I'm happy for you. I would personally graduate as well, but I still run a theme camp, and so I still gift the first time experience to many. But I've also done my turn to foster the culture, and you have too. The culture is different, and we're older too. Happy for your journey." You have done your work for sure, Sean, and I mean, there's a reason why I continued to be very passionate and active for decades, and for what you're talking about, like, the experience of running a theme camp and collectively working with people to gift experiences that change lives is, one of the most rewarding options, possibilities you can have in a lifetime, and I'm glad you're still doing it because 'cause you're awesome. Good morning, Gearbot. Let's see if it'll let me copy paste this. Will it? Oh, come on. There we go. All right, I'm gonna see if it'll let me do it here. Here's a link to, Misty's music. Thanks, Misty. Uh, Gilbert says, "Grateful and looking forward to spending another weekend with dad." Juan says, "I still love attending Burning Man because for the most part, I can go and talk to wonderful strangers and feel my belief in human kindness." So true. We're gonna close up with a hug in a moment, so if you have any last gratitudes you wanna share, please pop them in, and, plan on being here tomorrow on every day at 9 a.m. for some fellowship and gratitude and connection. Um, if you're not on my mailing list, please do, and if you haven't checked out the Hug Monster show on YouTube, I really think so. And you can go to lifestudent.com and just see links to all my stuff. That's the easiest to remember, lifestudent.com. Ooh, Laura's creating her own Burning Man lifestyle on her property. That's the dream. But with that, wherever you are in this moment, give yourself a hug, and in doing so, recognize that we are symbolically hugging one another, representing the body, representing the hugger and the huggee, falling into a place of shared humanness, amplifying our gratitudes, celebrating our wins, being inspired by one another as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here. I love you. Have a beautiful day.